everybody, it's Alex. Welcome to Somewhere in October. We are talking about that dang monkey. The Monkey, it's a Stephen King short story, the movie The Monkey. So this is going to be non-spoilers in the first bit. I'll give you a fair warning. There's not a lot to dive into in this one, but I want to say I love that this movie is not afraid to be stupid. It's not trying to be serious, even though there are like some conversations that are a little bit dark. It's never trying to be eerie. It's never trying to be serious. Even when there's tension building, it's committing to being stupid, and for that, they made the right move. Even though the monkey, if you did want to make this a very dark story, it could be because the concept of the monkey itself is terrifying, so they could have went really dark with it, but I'm glad that they went funny. It's very gory, it's very crazy and insane. I think the acting is pretty good. I have to say, we do get a look at the monkey in the twins' childhood and their adulthood. I actually enjoyed the childhood section better. Theo James does do a good job, though. He's pretty funny. I have one wonder with it, though, because I saw it with a group of people in the theater. And that kind of environment was perfect for this kind of movie. If I was just watching it on my laptop or on my TV, one-on-one, really sitting in it by myself, I wonder if I would have enjoyed it as much. Maybe it's meant to be something goofy that you watch with a lot of people. Because, like, it's just so funny. When something happens, we would all just be like, what? Did they just say that? Did that just happen? And then people laugh. So I do love the movie for that. I do wonder, though, for that alone, I think it's worth going to the theater to view it because at minimum, it's going to be better in the theater, right? I'm not saying that it's not going to be good one-on-one. It's not going to be good when it comes to streaming. And if you want to save for when you're with a bunch of friends on streaming or like on physical, absolutely. But I do think the setting of the theater is really fun and it has good cinematic value, to watch in the theater. It's just hilarious. So if you're wondering if you should go check it out, you should. If you're somebody who doesn't love a lot of gore, the gore is also not taken too seriously. So I don't think you should worry about that. I didn't find anything unsettling. It was just goofy. My one complaint, and when you watch it, you can let me know how you feel. The ending was just strange. I don't know if I liked the very, very end and how the story ended. I don't know how I feel about it. And that's going to bring us into the spoilers. So now it's time to click off. Who cares about the algorithm? We're talking about spoilers. Do not watch this before you watch the movie. Okay, that's your final warning. First of all, I love that Adam Scott was in the intro when he was the dad. I love that. I love that we didn't waste any time. There was no slow pacing. We got right into the monkey. That dad monkey looked freaky when he would like open up his mouth and his teeth. Not interested. I hated it. You guys know I don't like dolls and puppets and all that. The monkey's up there, okay? I didn't like him. And I also loved the tension when his little baton is spinning and then he's like boom, 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 boom. And his arm is raised and you're just waiting for him to go boom. So I did really like that. I love the concept of the monkey. Like I said, I'm glad they went comedic with it. They could really go really dark with it, and maybe another movie has with some kind of like haunted artifact. I would love to watch that. I will say, I did enjoy the childhood memories and that storyline better than we got to the adults. I understand we had to introduce Petey and things like that, and Elijah Wood, hilarious in this. I love him. But I didn't really care for that much, and I feel like we spent a lot of time there without the monkey, and it did drag during that point. The whole storyline about how Bill felt about Hal and the tension they had, I think that's really good. There was a lot of actual serious commentary about death and what that does to you, which I do like, and I like that they kept it goofy, but like when you sit with the things that they were talking about, I was like, yeah, yeah. So I did like the ending of Bill, what happened to Bill. What I didn't get, and guys, maybe I'm missing something. At the end, when there's the like ghostly figure on the horse, and then they just drive off and they have the bus, that kind of just ruined it for me. I think I would have rather them just like keep driving, and keep seeing all this crazy stuff that was happening because that was hilarious when the monkey was just like, everything is gonna die. So I would think if they would have just kept driving through that, and they still could have said the dance part, but the ending just was so weird to me. I don't know how I feel about it. Even though I like the whole Bill and Hal, what happened at the end, it still felt like he gave up so easily. You know, it was just kind of like, she was my mom too. And maybe that's the movie trying not to take itself too seriously. I mean, you get no lore about the monkey, like how you actually get rid of it. In terms of how much I enjoyed the movie, it was so fun. How much I enjoyed the concept, loved it. How much I like the story they told is kind of iffy. It's kind of iffy. I don't know how much I like the story because it wasn't taking itself too seriously. I feel like it didn't take the story too seriously, which is fine entertainment wise. But when I'm thinking back on it to talk to you guys, it's kind of like, yeah, there could have been a little bit more to that. Let's talk about a couple of my favorite kills before I go off, because there's not a lot of notes to write on this one, you know? I always giggle when I'm thinking about the kills, is when they're like, oh, let's turn the key once more, and blah, 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 blah. And I wonder who it's gonna get, or it's gonna get someone, and it just like quick goes to Uncle Chip's, I think that's his name, memorial picture, and then we see him like the cherry pie or whatever that was. Sorry, cherry pie is in my head because of Twin Peaks, so I don't know if they actually say cherry pie, but they say something cherry. It was so funny. That was so funny. Besides that, the wasp one was pretty insane. I mean, obviously it looked super like not real when it was happening, but when it started like coming out of his face and like eating him from the inside out, I like the concept. I did like the very beginning with Adam Scott because it was like the arrow went through and you're like, oh damn. And then it came back out and I was like, oh damn. So a lot of these were really good. The mom one was depressing, and I think it was supposed to be because that was the one like emotional trigger for everything. I do wish we just sat with the monkey more. You know, the whole story could have just been about the brothers and having this tension and trying to get rid of the monkey, and maybe one's trying to get rid of the monkey and one is trying to keep turning it. And they just have that feud. I don't know if we needed this Hal Petey storyline. I don't know if we needed all of that because at the end of the day, I still wanted to see more of the monkey's havoc. Like, I don't think we saw that much. That just reminds me, a couple other kills I love, because we see in the trailer the one where the gun falls when she opens the door, and the pool. That's in the trailer. But it was hilarious when you see it in the movie because the gun thing, we actually just see her, you know, go. But the pool one, when the stupid leg, like it was so funny. And that's what I kind of wanted more of. If we would have just kept going through all these crazy death scenes and had this goofy commentary in between and still had that conflict with the brothers, I think that would have been better than having to sit in this buildup of Petey and Hal when like that's never really gonna get resolved. You know, he's getting adopted. Like they're not like besties now. They're not father and son now, like, you know, legally, things like that. Or I don't know how adoption works. Maybe they're still legally. I don't know. It just could have been a little bit better, but entertainment wise, fun wise, it was great. You know, a lot of fun. Loved it. And I like seeing Theo James in this kind of setting. Every other thing I've seen Theo James in, I see him and I'm like, that's the kind of guy who would hate me. He would not like me as a person. Just the characters he plays. I'm really thinking about Divergent here. But in this, he was so goofy. When he was Bill with the funeral suit fitted, oh my god, I loved it. And the little black chop. But yeah, I wish we got a little bit more out of it. But overall, it was fun. It was fun. And that's all I wanted out of this movie. I said it in my live. I went into this movie, I just wanted a fun time. I actually didn't want anything too dark. I didn't want anything too serious. I didn't want anything too complicated. I just wanted to have fun. And I had fun. So, at minimum, good job there.